Welcome back, everyone. It's Nerdstrodamus' Switch Week. I'm Dr. Pants.
I'm Lambo.
And it's another day of Switch stuff. Now, a lot of people have criticized the Switch for its launch lineup.
Why?
We don't know. Go look at it. It's actually pretty good.
I'm excited.
I'm really excited. Now, a lot of launch titles people like scoff at. They're not really excited for. They're like, oh, I'll wait for the good stuff. But
Yeah, and when we did research for this one, we were looking back at the history of launch days, and honestly, it's difficult to find a really good one.
here's my thing. I would argue that the Super Nintendo and N64 had some of the best launches, and they had like two and three games.
Yeah. So we're obviously looking at quality games, and we're gonna only really stick to the Nintendo systems, obviously.
Yeah, we're just talking about launch titles for Nintendo because it is Switch Week, and we'd like to just focus on that.
Yeah.
So these are our top 5 launch day titles for Nintendo consoles. These are games that only launched on the day of the system.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so our number 5 is ZombiU for the Wii U.
Now, why didn't we go Mario? Well, they've already done it.
It was a side-scrolling Mario game that, in all honesty, I don't think was really that special.
And while I picked it up and that was my launch day game, I kind of regret not getting ZombiU to start with, because ZombiU was kind of exciting. It was a different experience, and it made really great use and showed what the gamepad was possible.
It utilizes a lot of that. Plus, it's a third-party game. Mm-hmm. It was Ubisoft, so we had something from some other company other than Nintendo putting out quality games for it. Now, the controls are a little finicky in it, and there's some cheap deaths, but it does some really cool stuff, and it's worth a try. And don't play the port that got released on like PS4 and Xbox One.
Yeah.
Come on.
Apparently they are fun, but they lose something.
That gamepad support where there's that kind of sensation of terror when you're looking through your bag in real time on the gamepad, and on screen you can still see the zombies coming for you. It adds something to it. Mm-hmm. Number 4. On the GameCube, Star Wars Rogue Squadron 2, Rogue Leader. So, I actually didn't play this one, but you really pushed it.
Oh, absolutely. Now, Rogue Squadron was one of the best 64 games, especially kind of later on.
Oh, yeah.
Made great use of the system's graphical capabilities, and honestly, Rogue Squadron 2 was a beautiful looking game. It was a great game to really showcase what the GameCube was capable of at the time. Everybody was sort of skeptical, is it going to be powerful enough? There's actually people who talk and say a lot of games actually ran best on GameCube, to be honest, and yeah.
I think the GameCube was one of the more powerful systems at the time, but a lot of people also, I know, have talked about Rogue Squadron 2 as just being like one of the better Star Wars games.
And it took Rogue Squadron into space, which Rogue Squadron 1 did not do. For some reason, you're right, Star Wars, there's no stars in the game. No, but a lot more space battles. And a cool thing is if you ever pick up Rogue Squadron 3 for the GameCube, it's got a full multiplayer version of Rogue Squadron 2 in it. So if
it's all co-op.
Yeah, if you want the bang for your buck, go after actually 3. But it was an awesome launch title and a great way to kind of kick off that third-party support.
Yeah, another third-party game that came out on Nintendo system.
I mean, we could have picked Luigi's Mansion, but honestly,
it's fun. But Rogue Squadron was really fun.
Yeah.
Like I know I didn't play that one, but like the others were so much fun.
Yeah.
Number 3. A system seller, if there ever was one. Wii Sports.
Yeah, and why not Zelda, of course? We could have gone for Zelda. And
because they pushed back the GameCube.
He's going to be angry about this forever.
That's another story.
Yeah.
But Wii Sports, how many families bought Wiis just to get Wii Sports?
Yeah, actually, I mean, I know several people who just bought a Wii and only had Wii Sports and had one for their like extra room and just only had Wii Sports, and that's it.
Because it was a great party game. It was a great solo game. I mean, I would play bowling and tennis and stuff by myself at times. I had a lot of fun. Mm-hmm. And it was a really, really good launch title. It really showcased what the Wii was capable of.
Yeah, and it's something similar to the Wii U. It showed what the Wii was,
what the system was capable.
What was special about it.
Yeah.
And then, unfortunately, it never really even got,
The Wii did a lot of cool stuff, though, with its controllers. The Wii U didn't. And we're talking, of course, about Nintendo Land for the Wii U, which did not make this list.
No, sorry.
Yeah. But our number 2, and this was a tough decision, but number 2...
We fought.
On the Super Nintendo, we decided on F-Zero, because apparently I'm the only person on the planet who loves Pilot Wings.
If you like Pilot Wings, flame me. Go for it. Bring it on.
Or just at least tell me that I'm not alone. I love that game. I play it all the time on my Wii U because I have it downloaded.
It was a tough one because there were a lot of great launch games for the Super Nintendo.
There were 3.
Yeah. But it was still, it was still awesome. And Mario World was obviously on there. But
F-Zero was something different, and
And it showed something that was not possible on the NES, which is like those kind of awesome, cheesy 16-bit vector graphics.
It's fast.
The music was amazing.
Oh my god!
I think of the music of the three, you'd probably say, arguably F-Zero has the best music.
Arguably.
Yeah.
F-Zero definitely has the best music of any of the launch titles on the Super Nintendo. And I think it does another good job of showing what the Super Nintendo was capable of. It had this awesome sense of speed, which the Genesis at the time was supposed to have better capabilities of showing speed.
It was blast processing. Whatever.
But F-Zero was better.
Marketing stuff they were doing.
Plus, and I think we said this, that we believe F-Zero is the better Nintendo racing franchise.
I'm going to stick to that, I think.
Because F-Zero relies more on skill.
Yeah.
Whereas Mario Kart, the other one that we're arguing against, is a little bit more luck-based at times. You can be really good at Mario Kart,
but then you can
get
shell at the last minute.
Right.
Yeah.
Whereas F-Zero is definitely more skill.
Way more about the skill and way more about knowing the courses. And I think it's one of those kind of games that it's like fun to play and super difficult to master. Yeah. It was
so good that they decided to throw levels from F-Zero in the newest Mario Kart.
Monsters.
Rather than give us a new F-Zero game.
Yeah. Oh, if you want to have a good time, play them on 200cc. Mute City. Yeah.
Now, our number one Nintendo launch title, if this was any surprise to anyone, Super Mario 64. The N64 had 2 launch titles in the US. Does everybody know that?
Yeah.
Two.
One of them was Pilot Wings.
Pilot Wings 64. But Super Mario 64, that game's huge! 120 stars to collect, along with all kinds of hidden stuff.
Yeah, there's at least 40 hours of gameplay in it. Which, and that's even if you want to just get like the normal 70 stars,
Yeah.
It's a ridiculous amount of, and replay value wise, ridiculous. There's so much hidden stuff everywhere. It's honestly, for me, it was my first sandbox. It was a lot of people's first sandbox game. Here's a level, have fun in it, discover all of its secrets,
It was the first really, really great 3D platformer.
Yeah.
And it was the best 3D platformer for a long time. Because a lot of people tried to do it and it just didn't work.
Yeah. I mean, if you...
Bubsy 3D.
Oh, yeah, if you want to look some stuff, look up some Bubsy 3D stuff. It's pretty ridiculous.
But Super Mario 64 is the best launch title on NES, or not NES, but a Nintendo system.
Yeah.
Ever. And I don't think anybody would argue with us.
No, because it was a system seller for months, and I don't think anything even really came out other than Cruis'n USA and Turok,
Well, I mean, we had Shadows of the Empire, Mario Kart, and everything came out a couple of months after that. But keep in mind, this is our opinion. If you have a different opinion, please let us know in the comments below.
Yeah.
What are some of your favorite Nintendo launch day titles that you really, really loved?
Who's the monster out there who actually likes Clue Clue Land? Come on, who are you? Who are you? Who's actually likes Mario, like Nintendo Golf on the NES? Who actually does? I know there's some monster.
The only reason I have played Nintendo Golf on the NES and Clue Clue Land is because it's an NES remix.
Yeah.
Same with Ice Climbers. I would never play those games if they weren't on there.
Awful. Just absolutely horrible.
But I mean, if you
this is the first time we're ever getting really, really negative. This is
no. I've been negative.
This is nice and.
I've been negative before. You haven't. But let us know in the comments below what games you really enjoyed that came out with some of your favorite Nintendo systems. But this is Nerdstrodamus. I'm Dr. Pez.
I'm Lambo.
Catch you later.
Hey everyone, thanks for watching. If you liked what you see, click subscribe. Also, check the links below for our Twitter, our blog, and our Facebook page. Check back often. We'll be posting new videos weekly.